I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
For the next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts,
And ruin it with opinions.
from pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks. Hello, Misty.
Hello, Mike.
Mike. Butthole.
Butthole.
If you haven't noticed yet, folks, it's episode 56.
Shut up.
And we're just a couple of buttholes.
We are a couple of buttholes. That's how we greet each other every morning when we get here. Hello, butthole.
Hello, buttface.
Yep. It's Monday.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I got a case of the Mondays.
Today's the Mondayest Monday of all Mondays.
Wah, wah, wah.
Who was it that started that? Garfield?
I don't know.
Case of the Mondays? Wasn't it Garfield?
We should find out.
Not on today's episode.
Nope.
But someday.
What'd you do this weekend?
Nothing. Like every weekend.
Wow.
I'm not here. I'm nowhere. I'm at home.
Well, you lived through another quadrant of the apocalypse.
Whew. I did. Yeah. Made it another week. What about you?
One more day. I don't really know what I did in the future. Sorry. We're not supposed to reveal that. I had a great weekend.
Okay. Good.
I did.
I'm glad to hear that.
I think I went to Vegas.
Maybe you're just manifesting.
I'll probably be in Vegas.
Are you trying to say it's not actually Monday?
It is Monday.
Okay.
My case of the Mondays.
It's just that we record these and then we post them a few weeks later, so it's kind of hard when you say, "How was your weekend?" to go,
Right.
What did I do that weekend?
Yeah.
That's not this weekend because it's actually in the future times.
And producer Nick says we're not supposed to say that anymore because it makes people disengaged.
I don't agree with that.
Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, I don't agree, Nick.
Go to Taco Bell.
I think anybody notices.
Leave a comment and tell us if it bothers you. If it does, we'll stop.
Yeah. What do you want to do today?
I would like to RTI.
Is that, let's see, run the
Internet.
internet.
I would like to run it.
Do you think that there's a guy that actually does that?
Just
Just
like turning
like-
cranks. We need more internet here. Less internet
Right.
over in South Dakota. And
Right.
just he's like the guy in the Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz just pulling all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a guy.
Cool.
Internet guy.
What do you think you have to do to be that guy?
I think you have to start the internet. I think it's pretty much probably
Well,
just
Al Gore did that.
Yeah.
So.
Just behind a curtain. I think you need a curtain, and I think you need to have started the internet.
So basically, you are the Wizard of Al Gore, Oz.
I think
Gore Oz.
Wizard of the internet.
Wizard of the I think it's Wizard of the Al Gore Oz.
Yep.
I think I just named it.
Wicked Witch of the internet.
That's me.
Yep. You're the White Witch of the internet.
I am.
Yes.
Because I make all kinds of weird things in my house from things that grow out of the ground.
And I'm the magical Sith Lord of the internet.
Oh my God.
The midichlorians are strong with
You
me.
say you have chlamordia?
Yes. Light her up in the comments because she doesn't like Star Wars, nerds. Get with me. Let's
It's not that
go.
I don't like it. I'm just like, I've watched it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Do you think more people
Right.
watch on Friday because our pre-rolls are shorter than Monday?
I don't know if people get tired of us talking or not.
Yeah.
Or if they just get to Friday and they watched everything else and they're like, fuck, there's nothing left. I guess this is what I have to watch.
Yeah. We're ruining the internet by being the last thing on the internet to watch.
It's true. We are.
Let's
take those
get
off.
into it.
Okay.
Starting meow?
Okay.
Okay.
I want to talk today. We're going to have a two-parter.
Oh.
Today is the first of two parts.
Is tomorrow the second part?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be weird if we did one part today and
then
another part like Thursday?
That would be really weird.
That would
People
be
be
weird.
like, what happened?
Part one.
Part one is we're going to talk about People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. It's a very popular pop culture thing that people have come to rely on for the past a long time, which we'll get into how long. And people get very excited when it comes out every year. And so I want to like dig a little bit into that, like where it came from, how long has it been around, who was the first, blah, blah, blah.
Ba ba ba.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let's start with one question.
Okay.
Are we just doing men?
Yes, because part two, will be the ladies.
Yay!
I knew we have to appease both sides of the fence. We are equal opportunity here at Misty and Ike Ruin the Internet.
Well, let's hurry up and get through these dudes so we can get to the chicks.
I'm going to take all the time I want with
All
the
right.
dudes. Bring me all your dudes.
If you're coming to my house,
Bring me all your dudes.
do you think Wikipedia will have the entire list?
I believe that, yes, indeed it does. I'm sitting here looking at it right now.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll talk about when it started. It started in 1985.
Yeah, that's what the Wikipedia says.
That's a long time ago, right?
1985.
Bowling for Soup
Yep,
reference.
we're big fans.
So a lot of people look to the Sexiest Man and Woman Alive issues as a benchmark of attractiveness.
Yep.
And they typically include only famous people and celebrities. I will actually kind of disagree with that because when it started, I think it was that. But now that playing field is a lot more broad.
Yeah.
So it started because they were going to do a planned cover story on Mel Gibson.
Okay.
And somebody sitting there was like, oh my God, he's the sexiest man alive.
And in 1985, they were probably right.
Yeah. And then somebody said, you should use that for the cover line. So that's how it started. And so in 1985, Mel Gibson was the start of that as the sexiest man alive.
That's cool.
He is no longer that.
Negative.
He's
I'm looking at this list to
Does a
see who
lot
the
of- a
oldest
lot of
was and who
things.
the youngest was.
That's interesting. Mel Gibson was 29 when he was named sexiest man alive.
There's a couple of interesting caveats here.
Well, did you know that they actually, when it started, it didn't come out in a certain episode every year. There was no like consistency of
Right.
the intervals.
85 was February, 86 was January, March 87, September 88, December 89, keeps going.
Yeah.
Until
and in 1994, they actually didn't do it at all.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
then in like 20 years later, they came back and did it for 1994.
In 2015
Yeah.
That's weird. In 1993 they did Sexiest Couple.
Which was groundbreaking because
Yes.
they'd never done that before.
I
Who
also-
was the sexiest couple?
Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford.
I would not disagree that they were a good-looking pair of people.
Richard Gere being 44 at the time and young Cindy at the ripe old age of 27.
You know, it's
I got
interesting.
3 more years to 44. Let's just say that. What's up? Get at me 23-year-olds.
Gross.
Because in 24-year-olds. Because then in 3 years you'll be 27.
And you guys will have so much in common.
Right. Well, I'm sure Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford had a ton in common.
You know, I was actually going to ask that. Like, I find it interesting that you're the one that brings up that age difference because, but then you.
It just gives old men hope for
I was
young,
going to say,
beautiful
you just
women.
defeated the whole purpose of my question by them being like, oh, I got 3 years. Come at me, 24-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
So never mind. I thought you were actually going to be like, wow, what did they have in common? That's weird that they were dating. And
They were the 2 hottest people on the planet. That's what they had in common.
yeah, he was pretty attractive in his middle ages.
Yeah. I mean, I think Richard Gere was the first guy to ever be called a silver fox.
That would not surprise me. 'Cause
Or
yeah.
potentially the oldest sexiest man alive, Sean Connery, at the age of 59.
Do it. Sean Connery.
My name is Sean Connery, and I'm just shitting here. I'm trying to find the youngest. The youngest so far, other than Cindy, who doesn't count on the men's list.
Right.
Oh, I found the second oldest of Harrison Ford at 56.
Do you think it was JFK Jr. at 27?
I think so.
Do you know that JFK Jr. at 27 is one of 2 people on this entire list that is no longer with us? He and Patrick Swayze.
Wow. Who made the list at 38?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise was the second youngest
Ugh.
at 28.
I've not ever thought Tom Cruise was attractive.
Should we go in order? Should we talk about every single one of these guys?
I think we could also like talk about some really interesting bits about this, like John F. Kennedy Jr. and David Beckham are the only non-entertainers to have ever won the award.
I say it's pretty entertaining to watch Beckham bend it.
do know that movie is not indeed about anything.
It's like Bend It Like Beckham. That's a football reference for all of you out there.
A footy ball.
Footy ball.
Soccer. I mean, I don't want to just read down a list, but I think that like let's pick out a couple interesting things. Like Brad Pitt has been named twice, and not really that far apart.
Okay.
So Brad Pitt in 1995, at the age of 31, was named World's Sexiest Man.
Interesting.
And then again, 4 years later in 2000.
It looks like there may be 3 guys that have hit the list twice.
And tell me who some of the others are.
Let's see here. Richard Gere hit it twice.
Okay.
Brad Pitt, who you just mentioned. George Clooney.
Yeah.
Hit it in 97.
Another fantastic silver fox.
And 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We already said Richard Gere. Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
In 2003 and again in 2009. That the heat and the height of the Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, depending on where you're from, series.
Indeed. Do you find Johnny Depp attractive? I mean, I feel like you're confident enough in your malehood, your maleness, to be able to look at another man and say, I think that man's attractive.
I mean, I'd have to agree with the general populace that he's a leading man.
A leading man does not necessarily lead to attractive.
Well, there's very few ugly leading men. Name one. Sorry, I watched the debate last night.
So, don't come at me, bro.
I got to cut that out because it's not Monday the day after.
It's okay. We've already explained we shoot these a few weeks ahead of time.
Yes,
so you don't. Okay, so for me, like I look at Johnny Depp and I don't find him physically attractive.
I'd agree with that.
I look at him and I think he's very interesting looking.
Yeah.
And he stands out from a crowd, which I think makes him a leading man. But I don't, in your general normal, that guy's hot. I don't look at him and think that. I actually kind of look at him and think maybe he smells not so great.
He looks like he stuck his finger in a light socket and that he's going to be Gary Busey in about 20 years.
I hope not. I hope
but also, it's hard to find him attractive because he puts like eyeballs on his eyeballs in the Pirates movies,
and
and he's like
funny is those
Captain
are things
Jack.
that I actually see, and I'm going to tell you something. Don't be upset with me.
Okay.
I've never seen a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Well, that would probably change your opinion on Mr. Depp.
What do you mean? Because I already said I don't find him attractive.
Right.
Like physically.
Okay.
It would make me find him attractive physically?
Well, if you have a pirate thing.
I don't really have a pirate fetish.
Okay. It could be a thing. You just have a thing.
I also prefer, guys that wear less makeup than me.
Okay. Well, we're just scratching Johnny right off the list.
No, I find it very interesting. Like, a lot of the guys on this list are traditionally handsome. Jude Law, Matthew McConaughey, Matt Damon. They're not that kind of wacky, interesting, attractive. And I think Johnny Depp really, like in this list, stands out a bit as a person that is not traditionally attractive.
You know who stands out to me?
Tell me.
Blake Shelton.
Also stands out to me.
I mean, I don't get it because he's sandwiched by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Idris Elba.
See, and
those are some hot dudes.
Don't find The Rock, like, to me, he's not my type. I understand why other women find him attractive. I get it. But like the giant muscles and that kind of thing is not my thing.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Idris Elba, on the other hand,
Swoon.
I would do a lot of things that are not so savory.
Well, let's keep it PG. Okay, let's just keep it PG.
But I agree with you. But again, I think that Blake Shelton is someone that stands out in that list that appeals to a very specific demographic. Your country music fans, obviously. That very middle of America, middle-aged woman that does watch The Voice is the show he's on?
The Voice Idol.
The Voice Idol.
Has talent.
Whichever one of those that it is.
Yeah. I can't believe there's 3 of them. That's so weird. I think
what a lot of people find attractive about Blake Shelton is his interactions with Gwen Stefani that they've been able to see. Like, a lot of women will look at that and say, look at how good that man treats this woman. Okay. So I'm not so sure if they look at him because it's, it's the what is it? It's the sexiest man alive. It's sexy, not necessarily attractive. So
See, that's weird.
Women can look at the way he behaves on the show towards his significant other and find that extremely sexy.
Okay, that quantifies it a little bit because dudes are just like, hottest chick on the planet,
right?
dude.
You guys are like, boobs,
right?
Whatever,
or butts,
right?
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But for
All
women,
day.
There are a lot.
Special 1 hour episode.
And I thought that this would actually be a kind of interesting episode because it's kind of our version. Our women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we find attractive in men and women are very, very different.
That's true.
And the things that we find sexy are very different. Like for me, I see Channing Tatum on this, and I'm like, there's not anything that I think is sexy about him.
No. I'm very surprised that Keanu didn't make the double.
And exactly, because the things about Keanu is he is, a generally attractive person, but his demeanor makes him incredibly sexy.
Yeah, and all those pictures with fans where he's like not touching them. That's got to be sexy.
It's incredibly sexy.
Yeah.
You see a man that actually has respect for a woman.
Or he just doesn't want to get Me Too'd ever.
Which is good because that means that that's something that's instilled in him, how to treat women.
Can you think of a movie that Keanu's ever done a sex scene in?
Is there any kind of sex scene in Point Break?
Oh, yeah, he definitely, no. I'm sorry. Maybe.
Like a makeout scene.
But he definitely got down in The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when they go to the cave.
Right.
Sorry. That's off topic. We got like 2 minutes left. Should we rattle off some of the names?
I think we've said quite a few of them. Let's I want to go through and say some of the older ones. So you've got Harrison Ford at age 56.
That's right.
Richard Gere the second time at age 50.
Pierce Brosnan at 48.
Pierce Brosnan, totally sexy.
Man, he had a little run there.
Oof.
Ban it.
Again, Idris Elba at 46. Johnny Depp at 46.
The Rock was at 44. George Clooney, his second time, was at 45.
So what does that tell you? To me, it tells me 40 is totally the new 30.
Totes.
These guys are hitting their peak in their middle ages. In the, 40 to 50 range.
In the middle ages.
I am down. Bring me your salt and peppery sexiness that knows how to treat a lady.
Can we get a fire extinguisher in here, please? Or a bucket of water.
Oh. Is there anybody on this list that surprises you? Other than Blake Shelton?
I mean, not really. I can see where everybody's coming from on all. Well, yes. Okay. 1992's Nick Nolte.
Thank you.
At 51.
I was waiting.
Get out of here, Nolte.
I was like,
with
Nick
the
Nolte's
raspy
not
voice.
Weird.
I'm Nick Nolte, and I'm just here to be Nicholas on you.
And all that he really did were action movies back then.
I guess I'm picturing Nick Nolte now.
Action movies? He wasn't attractive back then either.
Well, he was 51 then, so he's 190 now.
Yes.
Because math.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Because math. I'm glad you do the maths.
And I don't know who Harry Hamlin is.
Harry Hamlin he was big back in the 80s, and he is married to Lisa Rinna, who's a Real Housewife of Little Armenia.
Oh, he's a soap star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on Days of Our Wonderful World for like 700 years.
And I don't think he's still on soaps. I don't think he really does. I don't think he acts a whole lot now, does he?
Oh, he was on Clash of the Titans also.
Okay.
I mean, if my wife was out there killing it, I'd probably be chilling at home, staying in the gym, keeping it fit.
Really? Anyways, that's a subject for another day.
Yep.
Unless the apocalypse is hit.
Whoa. We'll see you tomorrow.